Showcasing business coast to coast. It's the Jon Robert Quinn Show. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, America. How are you doing? I am Jon Robert Quinn, and tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Pest Control Center. PestControlCenter.com, 916-344-4400. We are looking for new guests for our show. Do you want to take your business to the next level? Come on. Bring it on. We are also looking for new sponsors for some of our other programs. We have 14 shows now, and we are about 43% to capacity on our advertising. So,
nice.
That's wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful that we have that much inventory, yet we still have literally like 15, 18 sponsors or something along those lines. We're killing it. It's wonderful. Annual sponsor packages are available, $15.99 a year. Give me a call, 916-289-3710. Segment 1 is brought to you by Grinnell Financial, specializing in retirement products designed to give you tax-free income. Learn more at Grinnell, GRINNEL-financial.com. We have an absolutely incredible show. In my opinion, I think this is going to be the best show that we've had. And the reason why I say this is listening to Mark Gordon, sorry, not Romonsky, listening to Mark Gordon, who's our first-timer here, hear him speak, I'm sitting here thinking, this guy needs a show. You are so knowledgeable. You remind me of this kind of like Mark Baum kind of guy. You remember Mark Baum? You kind of remind me of just... You just know. You just wait till you hear what he's got to say.
I don't know him, but I can pronounce his first name.
And then, of course, we've got Mr. George Romonsky from the Why Pay 6% show. Let's get into this. Mr. George Romonsky, how you doing, brother?
Great. I woke up today.
You woke up today, and you have a paper calendar, so you're showing up to appointments.
I'm telling you, it's nice. Hey, you've helped me. You've been my mentor.
I tell you something, that digital calendar crap just is not worth it. It just isn't. You know how many people I talk to that, I missed I got a new phone and none of my stuff synced over. Just run it on paper, guys. Paper, right?
Sometimes old-fashioned is pretty good. I mean, you need to keep some old-fashioned stuff.
Back in the day, they used to have their planners on cave walls, I'm assuming, right? It was all hieroglyphics. It wasn't digital. It was still written down,
You're going
right?
way back, aren't you?
All right, so tell me a little bit about who is George Romonsky?
George Romonsky, let's see. What do you want to know?
Crazy Pollock, right?
I'm the crazy Pollock, okay, that only charges 1% to go and sell your home. And I can do it and make a profit.
And it's so funny about this is we've done this like 50 times now. George Romonsky will sell your home for 1% plus, what is it, $8.95?
It's actually $4.95.
$4.95. He takes another $400 out of his pocket, and he can do it. He can turn a profit. I guarantee he's selling more homes than most agents, and he's making more money than most agents.
Have a pretty good year. I had a pretty good year last year, and right now this year's turned out to be pretty spectacular. I had a little bit of a rough time in February, but it looks like March is going to be killer. January is going to be awesome, and I've probably got about 10 or 15 listings in the next couple months coming online.
It's exciting to see what these shows and what the platforms are actually doing for you.
Oh, excellent! Yes.
Since you came on the show the first time, how long ago was that now? 6 months ago? 8 months ago?
What was it? What was the day that I called you? Remember that?
Yeah, exactly. It was a Tuesday or something.
Tuesday, yes. Yeah. But it's been I'd say about 6 months.
Okay. And what's happened with your business since then?
It's skyrocketed. What's happened is the radio show is actually giving me more credibility. We've been able to post a lot more Facebook posts about the show. People are starting to hear it more. I don't know if I told you or not, but I got a call from a guy in Lincoln, I got a call from a client in Lincoln that has an $850,000 home that they want to sell, and they don't want to pay 6%, and they want to buy another property for $850,000. So I'm going, wow. I mean, talk about success.
Yes, that's a deal. And what's so funny about it is I think you've spent, maybe $6,000 or $7,000, something along those lines. You get one deal out of it, and you're done.
A deal like that? Are you kidding?
That's it, right? And one deal out of it, and you paid for it, and now you get a whole year of free advertising, essentially.
Well, that's why I'm on board doing this again, too. Correct. I mean, let's just keep
going. And you're on once a month now.
Yes.
It's just brilliant. I just love how this thing is working for people. Tell us a little bit about what you do. You are a real estate agent, but what's your process?
A real estate broker, licensed since, since log cabins, a long time ago. And I get tired of people I just get tired of people having to pay that much in commission and not getting the service they deserved. I heard it over and over again from some of my clients that I brought on board at the 1%, that they told me over and over again that, George, you do more for less than most agents do for the higher amount. And it's like, that was music to my ears.
I see these listings, and let's say that they're a discount broker. Let's just say that they're working for 4%. They're still taking pictures with their camera phone, okay? They're taking camera phone pictures.
Yeah, but hey, John, not to interrupt you, but what's even worse is people they're doing 6%, 7% listings are taking pictures with their camera phone.
Well, the picture's sideways.
Are you kidding me?
Or there's no picture of the front of the house. It has picture of the bedrooms and the kitchens, but no picture of the front of the house.
And you see these pictures that are kind of chopped off because of the way the phone angle is and everything else.
I've seen pictures with thumbs.
Yeah,
I literally have seen a listing with a thumb in it. Come on, wake up!
You get pictures of the mirror with the guy in the mirror, and it's several different pictures of it. It's ludicrous. And I think to myself, I mean, you're getting paid on a $500,000 deal. You're getting paid $30,000, and even if you split it with another broker, it's $15,000. Are you kidding me? You can't afford to go and get a photographer for
$200.
It's less than that. I have people do it less than that. I get a virtual tour with it too. Are you kidding? I don't think I've ever paid $200 on a photographer.
Oh, goodness.
I could probably get that and a photographer. I can get a drone shot and a photographer for about $250.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, all professional.
All right. Well, have a wonderful night, guys.
That's good.
So why did you choose radio to market your business? What made you pick up the phone that day and call me?
God, it's kind of weird because I've been looking for different ways to get the word out, and I was doing some.
Have you heard the bird's the word?
Yeah. Well, stop. Okay, I hate when you do that stuff. Anyway, what happened was, I used to use marketing flyers and different postcards, and it just wasn't getting the impact that I was looking for. So I thought, what other medium could I use to go ahead and get the word out? And for some reason, it was weird because when I adjusted the radio, because I listened to one of the country stations at 105.1.
Yeah.
And I happened to click over a few more to 105.5, and there's Mr. Quinn. And I'm going, and I started listening to the guy. I'm going, holy cow, this is a local guy in Sacramento. He's getting the word out. And I'm going, I hate this. I hope I can say this, but damn, I have to call him.
Why am I not on there?
Yeah, why am I not on there?
That's why we built this platform to begin with, is why am I not on this platform? And that was the whole premise. That was the whole reason why we designed what we designed, how we designed it.
Right. And then I called you up. I told you what the idea was. You thought I was freaking crazy. And here we are 6 months later. Business is coming in.
And what's so funny about it is when I sat down and I designed the model to build at the time, it was the Good Life Show. It was the first show that we did. Now we have 14 of them. But the first show that we did, the Good Life Show, the whole point was we wanted an affordable platform. It was a reach, raise, release. It's actually a Christian model. It was, we wanted to reach the community, we wanted to raise them up, we wanted to release them out so they can do the same for the community. We wanted to boost the community.
Right.
And when we designed it, it just had to be affordable. It had to be a product that the masses could afford. We didn't want a radio platform or a platform that was inaccessible to everybody. All right, because we've had musicians on here, we've had artists on here, we've had the people that sell essential oils, we've had Tupperware, we've had it all. We've had realtors, car dealerships, insurance, the Epic Wipes guy. We've had people that have come through this program.
The
cupcakes. We've had people that have come through this platform that then got picked up by Good Day Sacramento because they heard us on here, then USA Today because they saw them on Good Day Sacramento, and now they're in REI and all over. We've had people fly across the world because of what happened here on this show. We've had people from across the world calling to be on the show. We've had actors off of the show Empire on Fox. We've had Charles D. Clark on here a couple of times. We've had major bankers out of New York come through the show. All because of it's available to the masses.
But see, that's what you just talked about was getting the word out. And I wanted to find a medium that could do that. And I thought radio was, expensive, and it is. Mm-hmm. Okay, but when you and I talked, we put together a plan, and we executed the plan, and here we are today, and it works. Mm-hmm. And that's bottom line. And we're going to continue doing this.
It's just a simple model. It's a very simple model. And I think what people have a misconception with radio is that if you do radio just as radio, if you just have your medium on the radio and you capture nothing else, nobody's going to drive down the highway with their phone in their hand and say, oh, I need to call that guy right now, except for Romonsky. But the point is we've got the medium online, we've got the social media, we've got iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Amazon. We record everything with video. We capture it so it's available, because how marketing works is frequency and reach. The reason why I'm talking about these things, is this is an educational program at the same time as it's a showcase. So there's an audience that's listening that's going, what can I do to improve my business? You've got to be everywhere. You're either everywhere or you're nowhere. And you've got to do frequency and reach. How many people can I reach? How many times can I reach them? And how many different ways can I consistently reach those people?
I've got 5 systems that I put into place, okay? And this is one of the systems as far as marketing. Some of my other systems are open houses. Mm-hmm. Another one is door knocking. Another one is I still do some of the mail outs. But
those are all traditionals, and you can't get rid of the basics. You can't get rid of the basics. You have to do what everyone else is doing, but you have to do more.
Right. And what you have to understand is the marketing is the most crucial part of your whole business, period. Without it, who knows what you do?
Okay, we're not going to drop any names right now because I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, but I'm very, very disappointed in one of our agents that has been with us for a number of, maybe a little over a year now. Actually, no, he's coming up on his 1 year. And he basically told me today that he hasn't closed the deal yet this year, which is not my problem, right? No. You still have a business to run. I'm going to drive traffic to you, but if you're not there to answer your phone, or if you're not using or converting those leads, or if you're not using the tools that I give you, then you're not going to get anything from it. Okay, right. That's just the bottom line. He can't afford to pay me. He has a website with us. We're going to have to shut his website off. We're going to have to shut his social media off. We're going to have to drop his radio ads. You're done.
Yeah, but see, okay, speaking of that, okay, you talked about giving us the tools. What you've done is you've been able to promote my company the way it should be on a professional level, so people don't think they're getting, God forbid, crap service for the lower price. They're getting good quality service. Okay, it gives credibility, like I said. And the nice thing is I take some of the information that you've given me, and I go ahead and repost it, boost it, do whatever else needs to be done.
You have to use the tools.
I have to. I repost it. In fact, sometimes I double post it after you've posted it.
Correct. And
why not?
And it's all about reaching those people. It's so funny because social media, people don't even realize. I mean, if you have 1,000 people on your Facebook friends page, you look at it, or most people would look at it and go, I have 1,000 friends. 400 of those people don't even know who you are.
Nope.
600 of those people have no idea what you do. Have no clue what you even do. So the answer is right there. So very, very simple.
You videotape this, and this is on my website.
Done. All right. George Romonsky. If you're thinking about selling or buying a home, call George. Why pay 6%, all spelled out, .com, 916-709-3558. Again, 916-709-3558. We're going to go to a break. We're going to come back and learn more. We'll be right back.
Showcasing business coast to coast. It's the Jon Robert Quinn Show.
Welcome back to the most amazing, most incredible show, the Jon Robert Quinn Show. I'm Mr. Jon Robert Quinn. Segment 2 is brought to you by Pest Control Center. Families and businesses in the Sacramento region depend on Pest Control Center to deliver industry-leading pest control and weed control solutions. They specialize in getting your pests and weeds gone, guaranteed. Give them a call, 916-344-4400, or visit pestcontrolcenter.com. Let's get back into this. Mr. George Romonsky.
Yes, sir.
The crazy Polak from Pennsylvania.
It saves people thousands of dollars on the commission.
Literally.
Proud Polish American.
Proud Polish.
Very proud Polish American.
What was the joke that we came up with? How many Polaks does it take to sell your home? Just one.
Just one. Just one.
It might take more to screw in a light bulb, but to sell your home, just one.
Hey, by the way, I don't know if I told you this or not, but do you know how much commission I've actually saved some of the sellers I work with? I think we're up around 450K in overall commissions.
That's crazy.
I mean, keep in mind, when I'm selling homes, It doesn't matter if it's a $250,000 home or if it's a $2.5 million home. Especially on a 2.5, the amount of savings that the clients are going to receive is huge.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's phenomenal as far as what they're going to put in their back in their pocket, and they don't realize that sometimes somebody like me is out there, or who to go to, and that's why we talked about the radio being the medium.
Well, here's what it comes down to. We're going to put you out in front of more people. Okay, this is why your model works. We're going to put you out in front of more people.
An $850,000. I don't mean to interrupt, but an $850,000 listing.
No, here, hold on a minute.
Are you kidding?
You get a $500,000 listing, and you're going to sell that home for 1%. What do you think is going to happen when the family comes in and says, "Hey, I'm thinking about selling my home. You need to call this guy." Well, because the guy down the street's going to sell it for 5 times as much.
Well, it's already happened, okay? One of the listings I have, okay, in Roseville, the neighbor came over. In fact, the owner of that home told the neighbor, because they're thinking about selling about a year. Well, what do? I maintain the relationship, got a hold of him, talked to him, said, hey, if you want to get together, we'll do a market analysis on your home, kind of give you an idea what current value is, so we can kind of prepare or get it ready to go. So I'm already starting to lay the seeds, for that listing for next year.
It's wonderful. Why are you so passionate about this business? Why do you love this business? Is it the homes that you love, or is it the people that you love?
I told you this before on another radio show. We only get paid based upon the number of problems that we can solve, okay? That's our business. We don't sell anything tangible. I mean, I don't have a product that I actually sell. Mm-hmm. I sell somebody else's home, okay, or help them buy another home. And the be able to watch a seller be able to go ahead and have all that stress off them because they're worried about whether or not they need to. Well, let me use this example. There was a gal out in Rio Linda that I sold her home, and the home just needed a lot of work. She was stressed. She's 75 years old, and she did not want to deal with the home at all. She wanted to buy something where it's in town, be able to take care of it in pristine condition.
Probably something closer to the store, something closer to.
This is 10 acres.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. When we got the offer on the property, in fact, 2 other brokers couldn't sell it for about 6 months. When I came in, I did more for her in 2 weeks than any other broker did for them in the past year. Mm-hmm. We had the home sold in 2 weeks. We closed 30 days later, put money in her pocket. We sold them another home. And to see that relief on her head and to be able to sit down and talk to her, that's the passion. That's where I get my passion, my excitement from.
So it's the people.
It's the people. Handing somebody the keys to be able to get in their own home. A first-time buyer that I just recently sold. I mean, we found him a home for $225,000. The guy was so grateful. I mean, and he thinks that I walk on water, and it's like, I just did my job.
That would be some really, really tough water.
As heavy as I am, yes, it would be.
What sets you apart from your competition? Apart from the fact that you do it for, 80% less than what everybody else is doing, but what sets you apart in terms of the quality of your product?
Let me answer this way, and you'd mentioned this before too. One of the things that you like about me is that I'm real.
Correct.
All right, and that's what I do with my clients. I'm real. Mm-hmm. Okay, there is no
there's none of that
facade.
Yeah, there's none of that behind your back nonsense.
Yeah,
they smile and they shake your hand, but then they talk crap as soon as you walk away.
You don't play that game. I don't have a glamour shot. Okay, like this. Okay,
You're telling me that you don't have a glamour shot? Do you see how beautiful this man is?
Yeah, put that on your list. Things to do. Right away, man.
That's not what it takes to sell a piece of property. I mean, to take care of the client is really what I want to. I don't know how to say it sometimes.
George, you never know until you try.
No,
you
it
put
gets
those
so
good water shots out there. You don't know what you're missing. There we go.
Oh,
I'm liking it.
Gracious.
What do you think? Huh?
Oh my goodness.
Or
give it a shot, man.
Or I can sell your home for you.
Oh yeah, you got to do the phone one where you're sitting by the phone and you're like.
Yeah. What makes me different? You asked me. I mean, I care. I care about what happens. I mean, I want to make sure that they're taken care of. That I become part of the family. Mm-hmm. And it's I don't know. I just many of my clients become friends.
What's so funny about Romonsky is that he gets caught up on his words because he's not doing this for an answer. He's doing this because it is him. You know, there's a lot of people out there that can talk their way in or out of something, but they're completely full of baked beans.
Yeah.
That's not Romonsky.
And yet he's never had any of these boudoir shots, and he's got 4 or 5 poses already ready.
Already ready.
I think he's more prepared than he lets on.
I know. I'm serious. We're gonna end up walking
Did you
through
notice
like
that?
Galleria one of these days,
Yeah.
in that picture perfect place. There's gonna be
Okay.
a picture of Romonsky sitting there wearing some negligee or something. My heavens!
People
That's
let him
amazing
know.
now.
Do not.
Let him know right away. You like the
scary.
poses? Come on.
You guys don't want to see
What's
me in a
that? What's
negligee.
that Facebook app? Did you see about that Facebook app where it takes the woman and it turns her into like a fashion model? And I did mine, and it made me look like Boy George. Did you see
Yeah.
this? I'm gonna do one for. I'm gonna do
No,
one for
no,
Romonsky.
don't.
Did you choose Boy George? Or is it,
No,
that's
I
just-
ended,
Oh,
I
okay.
ended up looking like a cross between like Zac Efron and Boy George. It was really, really bad.
I can see that though. I can see
It
that
was
with you.
really
can see.
bad.
I've been accused of being or looking like Bill Clinton a lot too.
What?
Yes, and I don't know why.
I don't know why either. I don't see any of that.
A lot of people said I look
People
like
tell
Clinton.
me that I look like a young De Niro, though.
Really?
I've heard that one many, many times.
I can see that. Yeah,
You're talking to me?
You talking to me? I gotta do the ring here.
you're talking to me.
I gotta do the mark ring.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there
Talking to me.
You know what's funny is I know several marks and they all wear the pinky ring.
Really? It's
Yeah.
a thing.
What is it?
It's a mark club.
Is that what it
yeah,
is?
Pinky rings. That's how you get in. They go, I'm here for the mark meeting. And they go, where's the pinky ring? Ah, it's a fake. Get him
You
out
know
of
what's funny is there's a guy who works downstairs here. Mark is a he's a stockbroker, and he works down over the Northwestern Mutual. And when I met him the first time, he was in line at Starbucks. I thought he was what was the character from Wolf of Wall Street? Not Wolf of Wall Street. Money
Gordon
Never
Gekko.
Sleeps.
Yeah,
Gordon
Gordon
Gekko.
Gordon Gekko, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was Gordon Gekko. I'm
Right.
dead serious. I mean, this guy like really
Wait,
looked like.
aren't you talking about Jordan Belfort?
No. The Money Never Sleeps. The Wall Street Money Never Sleeps.
Oh, okay. Because I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
watched
Michael
Wolf of
Douglas.
Wall
No,
Street.
not Wolf of Wall Street's garbage. That's so fake and garbage and not. It's garbage.
Yeah, but I want to make the money he's making.
Ah, no, you don't. No, you don't. You end up looking like him. He ends up being a pretentious jerk sitting there on the yacht flipping 100. Yeah, come get out of here with that.
What No, I couldn't do that.
No, you
no,
could. It's
my
not
personality.
It's not your personality.
Not my personality. I'd be bringing people on the boat with me.
Yeah, you go. Oh, all right.
Come on, let's go fishing.
Yeah, actually, he would say, "I got myself a boat." Okay. You always end up every sentence with "okay." I don't know if you've noticed that.
Do I?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like if we ever made you like a little toy with a pull string, it would say "okay."
Okay.
Every deal is okay.
Okay.
All right, folks, listen up. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, I know it's just a lot of banter back and forth. That's okay. We've gotten through, how many episodes have you done now? Something like 10, 12, whatever episodes.
Many.
Many episodes. You can
Okay.
go back and get all the meat and potatoes from the other ones.
Okay.
But if you're thinking about selling
Okay.
your home, listen to this guy. Mr. George Romonsky, whypay6%.com, all spelled out. Is that right?
All spelled out.
Okay.
Ypay6%.com.
Okay.
916-709-3558.
Well, you should have just got okay.com.
I'll see if it's available.
916-709-3558. We're going to go to a break. We're going to come back and speak to good old Mark Gordon. We'll be right back.
Showcasing business coast to coast. It's the Jon Robert Quinn Show.
Welcome back to the most amazing, most incredible show, the Jon Robert Quinn Show. And I did write the music for the show. You can find all Jon Robert Quinn music at JONRobertQuinn.org. Segment 3 is brought to you by good old Johnny Hernandez, 916-308-4408 at teammaterealestate.com. Are you looking to buy or sell your next home? Give Johnny a call. Again, 916-308-4408.
You are amazing.
Why is that?
You're just amazing.
Why?
Okay.
Okay. Why is
Okay.
that?
You're just an amazing guy.
That I'm able to do this?
You
Yes.
wrote the music.
To build this stuff and
I didn't know that.
yeah.
Yeah. You wrote the music, man.
I wrote the music.
great.
I've got a whole music career, 14 records, touring again. You got concert tickets, right?
I have concert tickets.
Okay, you're coming July 21st.
I'll be there.
All right, so no, there's two facets to the Jon Robert Quinn brand. There's the music entertainment side, which is the music production and all of that, and then there's the business and the talk shows. And which is funny because I had always run businesses since I was a kid, and I'd always been a musician since I was a kid, and never thought to put the two of them together. And that's what we've done with these shows, and that seems to be what works. All right, so Mr. Mark Gordon, how you doing, dude?
I'm doing great.
First time on the radio.
It is.
And you're an absolute natural. Hearing you speak, I'm just like blown away.
That's great.
So
I can only go down from here. That's good. Keep building me up.
No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. Because here's, what's so funny is we talked about all of this stuff, what we're going to talk about today over the phone. I almost want to get into what we were talking about before we even came on the show, of what's going on with the economy, what's going on with everything. But first, tell me a little bit about who you are. What's your story?
Well, I was born and raised in upstate New York, Albany, New York. If anybody's listening from Albany, what's up? And I came out here after I graduated college. I've been in the lending business now. I don't want to say how long, but it
35 years since the day I was born.
Why did you have to say that? I was just going to say it was Ronald Reagan's first term, and if you don't know that, Google it or look it up on your cave wall. However, it is that you maintain those.
Don't be ashamed of that. Okay, that's credentials.
Nah, well, we're trying to appeal to all demographics, but that's okay. I would
say what's actually kind of funny is we could actually build a search engine and call it Cave Wall. That would actually
Cave Wall. It
really,
is.
That's actually kind of brilliant. Think about it.
I would use it
you're
for
amazing.
Sure. It is. Look at that. That's just these things just come to you. That's great.
Okay, keep going. Keep going.
Good. Well,
my ego's big enough as it is.
That's right. I didn't notice that. Please, stop. So, anyways, I got into mortgage lending, back in the early '80s, and it appealed to me right away. I think the things that appealed to me, obviously, at that point in my life, I'm looking for what's my career going to be. I'm looking for the opportunity to make a good living. It certainly offered that. And then I found out pretty early on that I was able to make a good living doing something really important for people. And not everybody's built that way, and it often sounds like a cliche. But, one of the things that makes me feel good when a transaction closes is the same today as it was back in 1982. And that's just kind of the feeling of getting something really important done for our clients. And that still is as great as it is.
Can I ask you a personal question? And I'm not trying to age you. I'm not trying to do anything here. But how old were you when you got into the mortgage business?
I was 24.
Okay, so that was literally the beginning. What had you done before that?
I worked in a bank. I was a bond trader, worked in a bank in mortgage-backed securities. They were brand new at the time. And I was one of those guys who sat in a corner. There were these GL accounts at Homestead Savings and Loan, and nobody could figure out why they were out of balance for the last 2 years. And it just seemed like a puzzle that I was able to figure out. And they go, wow, this guy must be pretty intelligent. Anyway, they opened a new department that was going to be issuing these things called mortgage-backed securities, Ginnie Mae mortgage-backed securities. And they moved me in there with my boss, and that's what we started doing. And not long after that, I was back east visiting family, and I met a guy who started his own mortgage company back in Saratoga, New York, Clifton Park, actually, Statewide Funding Corporation back there. And he and I had lunch, and he said, we're just starting out, and eventually we're going to need somebody who understands how those mortgage-backed securities work. How about I teach you one part of the business, and you can help me with the backside of the business when we get to that point. So back in 1984, I moved back to New York, went to work for Statewide Funding, and they taught me how to be a loan officer.
Wonderful. Wow. Absolutely incredible. I could sit here and talk to you for hours. This is just incredible. All right.
We don't have that much time, but let's talk.
No, we will make that much time. It's so funny. I'm looking at the questions, and they're all just cliche crap questions. Why do you love this business? Tell me a little bit what you do. All right, so let's talk about loans, okay? Because I'm going to completely go off the cuff here.
Okay.
Talk to me about loans. Number one, why is there so much paperwork needed in a loan? What is all that verifiable documentation?
Well, I'm going to give you the real quick answer, and then I'll go a little bit deeper than that. The easy question is that if you're asking somebody for $300,000, they're probably going to want to know a thing or two about you.
Correct.
If it's your money, okay, is this guy going to pay me back? What if something happens to him? Like, how will I get my money back? Or those types of issues. And that's what lending, secured lending, mortgages are really all about. So those are the issues you have to address when you're looking to borrow money to buy a house, whatever it is. The reason why there's as much paperwork as it is we saw what it was like. We were talking earlier about what it used to be like. 15, 20 years ago, there wasn't that much paperwork. We saw how that worked out. Big bubble. Anybody could get a loan. People who shouldn't get a loan got loans. People bought houses. The values flew all the way up. We had this big bubble, and then it burst. Well, the things we've learned, as humans, we're adaptive. We figure things out. And we learned that there were certain things that seemed to occur over and over again that needed to be addressed and needed to be corrected. Every piece of paper that I'm requesting from clients today is in response to something we saw be abused in the lead up to the crash and in response to the crash. And so when I look at that, it's a little bit annoying. I don't like asking people for a lot of things. It feels very intrusive to them. I'm really starting to get too personal with them. But at the same time, I recognize the fact that I'm part of this process means that the real estate market stays healthier over a longer period of time because we've addressed those issues.
I talked about that as far as regulation too.
Yeah.
There's a need for it.
That is.
What was the analogy used? Medicine?
Driving down the car, driving your car.
Medicine. We all need some.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Medicine doesn't taste good, but it's good for us.
Well, the other end of it, though, is yes, you are looking at borrowing $300,000.
Right.
If somebody were to come to you and say, "Hey, do you have $10? I want to borrow $10." Okay, when am I going to get my money back? It's the same thing, right? So
times what? 30,000? Yeah. I'm going to ask you a couple questions.
Let me ask you a couple
questions.
Just a little bit.
Just
a little bit. Do you think that we are going back into a recession? Almost a trick question. And what's so funny is that I'm looking at things from the business perspective. I'm looking at things from trends. I'm looking at things off of intuition. I'm looking at things from what I've experienced, and I see a recession coming, nothing like what we had. Okay, I'm not talking about the Great Recession. I'm talking about a recession and more of a correction. It'll probably be the Great Correction, right?
Yeah.
Explain to me, do you think that we're going back that direction?
Well, I think our system, our economic system, is one that produces winners and losers. It just does. One of the things I think we're living through right now is the reality that the gap between what we might refer to, and I don't like using
the haves and have-nots.
That's better than winners and losers, so I won't use that. But the haves and have-nots, that gap's getting larger. It gets larger and larger all the time for a multitude of reasons. Unfortunately, a lot of them we're not really addressing. We don't see that concentration happening. And it's more than a political issue because we've had...
I think it's an education issue. I think that the have-nots are the ones who just don't take the time to study and understand how to become a have.
That's true.
It's very simple because I grew up with everything but with nothing. I grew up with every toy I could ever possibly want, but I didn't grow up with shoes and food. I didn't grow up with love and support from my family, and I'm just now at 35 years old starting to develop a relationship with my father. And I grew up without any idea of balancing money. I grew up with working 2 jobs at 14, 15 years old, riding my bicycle 9, 10 miles to work and back each day, so 20 miles a day. And that's how I grew up. And my first business failed at 19. My second business failed at 30, right? And I'm looking at, okay, where am I at now? It's all from trial and error. But I had to study and learn how to become the other side. Well, the other people are just going and taking jobs. They're plopping their butts down in front of their TV. Of course they're going to be have-nots.
Maybe. I mean, it takes all kinds. Fact of the matter is if you want something, there's a way to get there. If you want it bad enough, you'll actually work to make it happen. There's something way I put it a lot of time. If you ask 10 people, would they like $1 million? You're going to get 10 raised hands. Now, if you sit down with 10 of them and you say, here's how you can actually make $1 million, then you're going to have about 8 or 9 people leave the room. And I think that goes to the point that you're making. I think there's always a way to do it.
Always.
If they want it.
Right.
And it's the same with losing weight. It's the same with marriage
there's no mysteries.
Works.
There's no mysteries to this.
Yeah.
If you want to acquire wealth, then you have to spend less than you make. And there's 2 ways to approach that.
For somebody who is thinks that they can't afford to buy a home, what advice do you have for them?
Well, why do you think that? That's the first question I have with them. One of the things that I experience just this morning, is I was speaking to someone that I know I've met through other connected with, and they were talking about needing to rent a house. And I said, have you thought about buying? I said, well, I can't buy. I had some credit issues.
There's exactly where I'm going.
Exactly. Well, I had some credit issues. I think I'm going to wait for a while. And I said, well, why wonder? Why wonder about that? And so I sat down with them. We ran their credit. We took a look at everything and said, there's really, you got about 2 things that we can fix in the next week or 2. You can start buying a house. They're in shock. They can't believe that. Well, I think there's a ton of people that are like that fall into that. And there's a lot of information that's out there, and things get built up. Wow. People have pride. They think, well, I had some credit problems. It means I can't buy a house. I don't deserve. The best thing to do is sit down and talk about and explore that possibility.
Everybody has credit problems.
Yeah. And we've all been there.
And nobody can buy a house if they don't try.
That's right.
If they don't try.
Take that first step. Absolutely.
Yeah, they have to take the first step, because at the end of the day, what are you trying to do? You're trying to get them into a home, right? And let's say that they do have a credit problem. Let's say that they're a 620 FICO, which they can still get into a home, but a crappy loan, right?
Right.
But let's say they have a 620 FICO and their DTI is at 46%, which means that they barely qualify for a loan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we can fix a couple of things real quick to get the DTI down.
Absolutely.
And we can fix a couple of things real quick, rapid rescores. We can pay off a couple of things. We can do a couple of things. We can get your FICO up to, 640, 650, 660. And
it's
guess
amazing.
what? You have a loan.
Well, no,
that's exactly correct.
A doable loan.
Of course, it's a doable loan, but the
You
terms
can have a little bit higher rate.
Exactly. Yeah. See, people's rates now are going to be based on that kind of thing. Why not get them a better rate?
Sure.
Rapid rescore. That's really interesting. People don't realize that when I pull someone's credit report, I'm looking at something that allows me to simulate what if. Mm-hmm. What if the balance on this credit card was less than it is right now? What would it do to the score? It tells me. Sure. Their score is going to go from, it might go from 620 to 680. Mm-hmm. What difference does that make in their rate or their terms? It's significant.
Oh, yeah. It can be a difference of $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 in the life of that loan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right.
Just by paying down a $500, $800 credit card bill.
They have that. Exactly. Just
Technology is wonderful, isn't it?
You got to coach them through it.
All right, folks.
That's right.
Now, I'm going to ask you as the audience. Have you thought that you can't afford to buy a home? I'm telling you right now is the time to buy a home. And I tell you why. Because, yes, rates are going to go up again. Well, but I want to wait until the next. There's no waiting. If you're going to buy a home, you need to buy a home. If you're going to buy a house because you want to use it as investment property, that's a completely different conversation. But if you've got a family and you want to put your family into a home, into a good school, in a good neighborhood, blah, 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 give Mark Gordon a call. 916-705-5750. Again, 916-705-5750. And just cruise over to jonrobertquinn.org. Watch the video clip, and you can get the link to his website. But the number one more time, 916-705-5750. We're going to go to a break. We're going to come back and learn more. We'll be right back.
Showcasing business coast to coast. It's the Jon Robert Quinn Show.
Welcome back to the most amazing, most incredible show, the Jon Robert Quinn Show. Segment 4 is brought to you by Cherry Frame, 916-899-1743. Do you have peace of mind when it comes to your retirement? If not, you need to have that serious heart-to-heart with Cherry. If you do not know where your money is, where it's going, how much you're going to have, how long it's going to last, how much are you getting in returns, how much are you actually spending, what's your interest rate, if you don't know any of those things, and chances are you don't, you need to give Cherry a call. 916-899-1743, cherryframe.net. Back to Mr. Mark Gordon. How you doing, dude?
I'm still doing great.
So how was your first segment on the radio?
Good.
Radio
Very
Virgin.
comfortable here. Yeah, absolutely.
It's easy, isn't it?
It's John, I'm admiring the skill. As George says, you're amazing.
Why?
I don't want to say anything's easy. It is. It's very comfortable. So absolutely, I think be a great opportunity to talk about your business, what you do.
Yeah, he drives the show. That's what I really like.
Yeah.
I mean, he really does. And
Just answering your questions.
If you stumble like I've done a couple times, I mean, he'll go ahead and make it work.
Mm-hmm. What are you, bumping my mics now?
I know, I'm getting crazy.
Hey,
We got to tell George to
Look
stop
at this.
punching the mic.
Now you look at
Pose
this.
for the boudoir shot again. We like that. That's our favorite. We're going to break into a Rocky movie
goodness.
right now. That's right. Creed
All right.
2.
All
Sorry,
right,
guys.
So look at this. He broke the mic. It's all making noise and everything. All right. Anyway,
Man, I'm having a rough day today.
We're excited. We're excited.
heaven forbid. No, let's get back into this. Mr. Mark Gordon. All right. So what advice do you have for somebody who essentially would be a first-time home buyer? Now, a lot of people think that, well, they don't qualify for a first-time home buyer because they've already purchased a home, but I think that's 2 years, right?
If you haven't had ownership interest in a house in the last 3 years, you fall into most definitions of first-time buyer.
Okay, so explain to me what advice do you have for somebody who would become a first-time home buyer?
Well, I think, first of all, if you're comparing the opportunity of buying a home to renting a home, that's the first decision you have to make. And it's really, nowadays, rents are going up. They're going up a lot higher than interest rates are.
Absolutely ridiculous.
And then, frequently I talk to people and just having that control over their life. Like, I love the house I'm renting. I've been guarding and everything. And then I found out that my landlord's going to be selling the house. Now I have to move. And so, well, if you want to have control over your life to that extent, the only way you can really achieve that is through owning a home. The other thing is that over time, in most markets, even with the dips and so forth, you're going to be able to acquire some wealth that you might not have another opportunity to create for yourself and your family over time. So the first thing is making that decision. The next thing is, as a first-time home buyer, it's really important. What I try and do is make people comfortable. It's a complicated transaction. It's even intimidating. There's a lot of things you've heard that may not be correct, like, well, my credit's not good enough. Well, why wonder? Don't guess. There's no reason to guess about life. There's no reason to rely on luck. You can sit down. I don't charge anything, and most lenders aren't going to charge anything, to sit down and let's explore what you're going to be able to afford, and at least put you on a pathway to being able to buy something for yourself. There's no reason to guess. So get facts.
And I think that the first thing that comes to mind when you say get facts is people go to Zillow and they find a home that they like for $306,000, and it says estimated monthly payment.
Right.
They're not factoring in any viable variables at all. At all. That is a complete garbage number.
Well, it's designed to make you call, right?
Call who, though?
Call the whoever's
'Cause
advertising on that site.
A lot of those agents aren't getting calls.
But that's the reason why that number's there. Whether
this is Romonsky going.
Well, that's a different subject, John. We're talking about whether it works. It might not work, but that's why they put the number there. They're not putting the number. If they were going to put numbers there that were accurate, they would have to be 8 or 9, because are you putting 3% down? Are you putting 10% down?
Correct.
Putting 20% down.
Correct.
There's a lot of your FICO's 750, or are they 650?
He's hitting the nail on the head.
Yeah, you don't know.
It really is.
There's only one way to do that. You
Guy's
gotta
sharp.
Pick up the phone and call and find out. Get facts.
He's as good as mortgages as I am as good as life, essentially, because he started in this game the year I was born, and I'm just now starting to figure out how to be a human, and he's been doing mortgages that long, so you've got a pretty good understanding.
Right, yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you. I feel human as well. I bleed if you stick me. But don't. We don't need to try that. Just take my word for it.
Yeah, take your word for it.
Take my word for it.
Oh,
He's funny, too.
I was bleeding recently. I think I was trying to shave. So I stopped.
What has been so rewarding about this industry for you?
It may sound corny, but I'll tell you, it's one of the first loans I ever did. I went into a real estate office at night, and this was in Schenectady, New York. If anybody can spell Schenectady, go to my website, let me know. I'm going to give you a $20 card for coffee. But anyway, it's Schenectady, New York, and I sat down and I met a couple. The realtor had introduced me to them, and make a long story short, they had lost their house and everything they owned in a fire. And they had nothing, absolutely nothing. And so their credit was good, their income was good, but they had absolutely no money for down payment. And we tried to figure out a way. Between the real estate agent and the company I worked for, we found a way to make that happen and get them into a house. Now, I want to describe the buyer. The buyer was about, he looked like the Hulk, but shorter. I mean, the guy was just absolutely massive, bulging arms and everything. He was a truck driver, owned his own rig. And I'm watching as we're explaining him how we're going to make this happen for him. I see tears coming out of his eyes. And I'm thinking, I still kind of get chills thinking about that. And I just thought, man, what else have I ever done? What else will I do where I have the opportunity to have these things happen?
Wonderful.
So
That's what it's all
Hasn't
about.
changed.
And that is what it is all about. It's about the people. It is about the people. It's not about anything else.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing here with our show with our clients. It's about the people.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap up here. Mark Gordon, if you're thinking about buying a home and you need a loan, Mark Gordon, 916-705-5750. George Romonsky, ypay6%.com, 916-709-3558. Or if you're just an agent or a flipper or whatever that wants to be better, cashcowsystems.org. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful night.